Just it's all. I love this new job. It's just very busy.
Oh, you have a new job?
Oh yeah.
I didn't know.
No.
Well, we're live now, so I don't know if you want to say anything.
I don't care. You can get that question in at some point if you want to. But also, everybody, we are on Paranormal Brew. Before we start the show, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. I want to wish happy birthday to you, Tara.
Thank you. That was so awesome. All right, I'm not.
Carl could sing it. Carl might pop in, people. Surprise, surprise. I don't want to shock it. I'm sorry, but he's going to probably pop in. Let's hope. Let's hope. Yeah. But his plan is to come in and say happy birthday to Taryn, and he might stay for a little bit, but we shall see. I wanted to let people know Carl might join us.
That's awesome. Why can't I share this? I'm trying to share it. Can anything ever go normal for me? Hi. Hi, everybody. Huh?
What are you trying to share?
I was trying to share this. Kenny, I want to know how you're feeling. Oh, there it is.
I'm actually doing much better, thankfully. Carl, who I gave it to, has been dealing with it for 6 weeks, but still, in some form, he's COVID free, but he's still dealing with some congestion symptoms. And but I'm doing fine. I beat it in like 3 days. I was bedridden for those 3 days, but I basically regained most of my senses back throughout the time. But I felt a little weird at first. I think not, of course, having cabin fever and sitting on the couch basically the whole time. When I went back to work, I just my body failed me basically at first. I was like, I'm so tired. But I'm doing much better.
Oh, you had the Rona?
Oh yeah, I had Corona.
I didn't know.
That's why. Yeah, no, yeah, I had the Corona. What? It's been this is my 4th week on my brand new job. So yeah, I had it 2 weeks in that period. I was in quarantine for 10 days. Then I was able to go back because I got a LPN to check me out, give me a doctor's note to go back. So
good.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're feeling better. I absolutely I promise you I had no idea.
It's a
How come everybody knows? How come everybody knows?
Oh well, because I think it's more people know about the unfortunate people that lose their life during it, and of course the awareness of it. But we're beating it. We have things lifting up. That's what's important. And hell, I know people have their doubts, but it is the most effective vaccine humans ever created. So we should praise that scientific breakthrough. Not 97% or whatever. The flu vaccine's 70%, anywhere from 40% to 70%, I believe is the numbers. So that the flu kills more people. Of course, it's more in longevity. I'm not a freaking ophthalmologist or what it is, but I beat it. Carl still deals with the lingering effects, and there's people that lost their lives. So.
Yeah, it is. It's very, but what the crazy thing is I work in the medical field, and I have one of the CDC that makes you, immune, makes you high. What's the word they use? I'm susceptible to it. I have a one of the things that makes me immunodeficient or whatever. I have been on the waiting list for that vaccine for about 3 months.
That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, you not to downplay your story because that is crazy. But the craziest thing about my story is I beat it the whole year, right? I beat it the whole year. I worked at 2 hospitals. At the start of the outbreak, I was working at a hospital doing a remodel. At the second part of the outbreak, I was working at another hospital, which all had COVID patients. Never got it. Working at an Amazon building, 2 weeks before I was supposed to start my new job. What's it called? That Friday got a call because I was at at the hospital. I was considered a hospital. I was supposed to get the vaccine that Monday.
Wow.
And I freaking got the COVID that Friday, and then I unfortunately gave it to Carl too, who has joined us.
Hi, Carl.
Hi there. You can hear me, but can you see me?
I can't see you.
Okay, I'm trying to get that on.
I want to thank you so much. I had no idea both of you were going through this.
Yes. It's been the challenge of my life, I'll tell you. And
Yeah.
I've had some challenges, and I've had kind of a long life. Yeah. Let me see
How
if
are
I
you?
can.
How are you feeling?
There I am.
There you are.
Okay. How am I feeling? It depends on the hour you ask me, or the half hour.
Yeah.
This afternoon actually turned out to be pretty good, you know. Best day I've had in weeks, but I can feel the congestion coming back. So let me pull this down a little bit. So as of tomorrow, it's been 6 weeks since I first had symptoms. Been dealing with this, so it's pretty much destroyed my voice, you know, which was a pretty strong voice, as you remember. Yeah.
Can you both taste and smell?
What do you mean? Taste and smell? Yes, I can. It didn't affect my senses in that way.
Oh, that's good.
I regained them. I did lose them, but I regained them.
You did.
Yeah.
I mean, my boyfriend's son had it, and he still can't taste or smell anything. He said it's the weirdest thing. He's like, all I can do is feel temperature and texture.
Right. Well, it does come back after a while, but you know, I can't underrate this. You know that it's been. You've heard of the waterboard torture, you know, that they use to interrogate prisoners.
Yeah.
You know? And in Addis Ababa, they do that and things. It's add pain to that, and that's what it's like, because it incites panic, and it's just almost constantly uncomfortable. I'll usually have better times during the day. So right now, not too bad. I can honestly say that it's like times yesterday were as bad as 4 or 5 weeks ago. You know,
That's crazy.
And I got a full recovery, James. I got, you know, I thought I was out of it. You know, I'm posting, hey, you know, I'm going to survive, because I had my doubts, and because you don't know with this thing, it's insidious.
It is crazy.
And then I had relapses. So, you know, continual relapses. So I was contemplating coming over to James tonight, but, you know, don't want to stress my voice too much.
You know what's weird is, like, why couldn't you, not that you guys would, but we think about it. Why, like, you could quarantine together, couldn't you?
We could have, yeah.
Give each other company, you know.
I don't know if Carl loves me that much to spend 10 days with me straight.
I'm just saying, that's what I said. Like, I don't know if you guys would do it. Like, I'm not saying you would do it, but like, you know, like I thought about Rob's, you know, his son and his girlfriend had it. I'm like, you guys could have quarantined together.
Hey, if Carl wants to reenact as a duo and we record the whole thing as a movie of Step Brothers and we build bunk beds and shit, I'm cool. I'm really cool with that. I would definitely do that for the life experience. As long as Carl was down, we would record the whole thing like Big Brother.
Yeah, I'm planning something very special. I found a new soda, James, that we will like. It's a Fanta, and I'm going to combine that with pineapple, pina colada. I'm going to get 5 bottles of that, and I'm going to get our special candies. So
special candies.
I'm going to make a feast, Carl, that everybody wish they would.
What's the special candy? I want one.
The one you always see us munching, the Hershey's Nuggets. They've got little slivers of almond and toffee in them.
Delicious, it sounds like.
I haven't had them.
2 or 3. We demolish the bag every time.
I haven't had them without you. I can't. I look at
Thank you. Oh.
I start crying. I miss Carl.
Oh my goodness. I feel really bad that you got that. Did I make you guys come on? I'm sorry.
I think we actually got together for your show, and that's how we got COVID, to be honest with you. Not to make you but I think it was this show.
Oh
It's
my
like, it's like, so
God.
how did you, come on, tell me, how did you get herpes? Or how did you get pregnant? How did that really happen? How'd you get her that way? You know, it's
Yeah,
kind
I
of like,
swear we didn't kiss. We swear we weren't breathing on each other.
we thought we were being
pretty
careful.
close though when we got in this case and scenario. So, but
Yeah, we are closer. So it's too much to be coincidence. We contracted this at the same time, you know.
yeah, but Carl didn't get the symptoms right away either. You know,
No, I think it is.
I got the call Friday, said I was exposed, so I was probably exposed like Wednesday, Thursday. And then, as soon as I got tested. I started feeling a little weird, but I got tested. I freaking dropped that night, and I had my son because I'm like,
Wow, that's crazy.
I beat this thing. Like, of course, I was a little cocky.
Yeah.
But you know, like I was like, oh, I can't have COVID. I'm starting my new job. This would like, oh God, Jesus. I was like praying, like, and you know, of course, like. But it all worked out in the way. But as soon as I got my test, it hit me like a sack of bricks. It really did.
That sucks.
And I had my son too, so we were worried if my son had it because he was snuggling with me because he felt that I was bedridden. Like I got up to feed my son and stuff like that. Like I had to be a good father as best as I can, immobilized, but demobilized actually. But still, you know, I didn't give it to my son, and I unfortunately gave it to Carl, but I was praying that I didn't give it to Caleb, but he got a test, and he was fine, and quarantined, and, you know, I was
well, I was just going to ask you, like, I mean, were you around, like, were you worried about?
Oh, yeah. I was worried about Carl. I had warned Carl. I kept Carl up to date. I dropped the bombshell. We were all hoping, you don't have it. And then that's when it happened.
No, I mean with your son.
Yeah.
Like, were you wearing like a mask around him and stuff? Like, I mean, as soon as you found out, I mean, I'm sure you were around him, right?
As soon as they found out, but I didn't find out until that Sunday. So I had it Friday, Saturday. But so we originally we were until the test came back. The test, you know, he was going to quarantine with me. But what had happened was he goes to pre-K. So he would have had been in quarantine for like 24 days. So, you know, I'm starting a new job. I can't tell my new job. So, like, it was just like an all personal thing, like where, you know, fortunately he got tested, but he still had a quarantine for 10 days before he could go back because he got tested and proved negative. So it was just a hot mess. It became a hot mess.
I can't believe it. That's like, it's crazy. And you know, what's even crazier is that so you guys can you guys get the vaccine yet? So what are they telling you about that? Like, you have to be like symptom free before you can get the vaccine, right?
What do you say, James? What do they tell you?
I was told 90 days. So 3 months.
That's a pretty stiff sentence for a misdemeanor like that, you know?
Yeah. So I had the email. I literally, for when I signed up for this vaccine, because I'm going to be really angry if I get it. And
that'd be a bummer, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, how long is the vaccine supposed to last for? Or what? How long till we can get it because we had COVID?
Well, I heard 90 days. Now, my case is unique because after I had this for 10 days, I got no, actually it was like 8 days I had it, or 8 or 9, and I was so stricken and so miserable that they had a program where you could get, it's not really a vaccination, but it's similar. You get monoclonal antibodies infusion. They load you full of it. Now, it has a risk to it, but they recommend it, and they just like overcompensate with the virus, the killed virus, and it flushes or enters your system, and you know, it kicks up the antibodies that you have. So I'll tell you, when I got back there, I was very, very weak. And that afternoon I did laundry. I felt, hey, I think I'm out of it. But the next day it came back. I think it might have been partly because I got fluids in me by the IV drip, but it just assaulted the disease, the infection.
Yeah.
But it came back because it wasn't out of my system by any means. So I have to wait 90 days from that day.
Now,
but I have to be asymptomatic to get any kind of vaccination, and I am in no way. I'm not going to lie to them if I'm having.
Right. Oh no! You don't want to do that.
No. I have to wait. In the meantime, my identical twin brother and his wife and their son, they're all posing on Facebook, posting that they got vaccinated, got our second vaccinations, and people younger than I,
so many people I know that I was telling James before he came on. I signed up for the vaccine a really long time ago. I work in the medical field. I'm in a medical office. And I have a immunodeficiency. I'm like high risk. I'm on the list because I have, because I have thalassemia. So I still haven't gotten a call for the vaccine. It's been months. I put a call into my doctor because I was like, because he's like, you should get in like that because you're high risk. And I said I still haven't gotten a call. He's like, you're fucking kidding me. Like I still have not gotten a call for the vaccine.
That is absurd.
But hopefully that relieves with was it Johnson & Johnson, right? Their vaccine's supposed to be approved soon, right? That's one shot or one dose.
That's only one shot. However, it's only 66% effective.
Yeah, that's more than some of the flu vaccines, though. So
yeah, I mean
it is 70%. So that everybody gets the flu vaccine, right?
I get it every year.
Yeah, so there you go.
I get the flu vaccine every year, which I also heard though. See, and these are my two positives again. There's that I have that I have the O blood, whatever that like kind of they say.
Universal donor?
Huh? Yeah. So I have that. So they say that the all the studies they've been doing, people with that type of blood are not getting it as much. So they think there's something with the type of blood that and what was the other thing? I forget what I was going to say.
Well, isn't the true science of that vaccine anyway? It doesn't prevent you from getting it; it just prevents you from having the symptoms. Isn't that correct?
That I have not heard. I do know that it probably
with that vaccine, like you just don't receive symptoms.
Well, yeah, maybe
I think it's going to be like the flu. It's going to be the new flu. The old flu isn't going to exist anymore. This is just my opinion that this is going to be a new strand of this is almost like a new strand of the flu. And
influenza though is much different than
no. I know it's different
too, though.
No, I know it's different. But what I'm saying is it's the flu. There was probably, I think they said on the news today that the cases were under 100 that have been reported like in our area. You know what I mean? So, which is a huge difference from every other year since I've been able to know what the flu is.
Well, they still would deal with symptoms of SARS and MERS over in the Middle East. They haven't.
Oh yeah.
They haven't fully eradicated it, but
coronavirus is prevalent like there.
Yeah, it's just COVID-19 was just a heavy strand, just
a variant of it. Yeah,
easy pace of travel, and so
they know so little about it, though. Yeah. I mean, we're educated, but still about it because because it has mutations. So we see, of course, technicians. Yeah, we see things other people don't. We see things. And we'd be places.
This is the biggest. What do they call that? The trials before the FDA actually approves it.
Yeah,
they're saying, "Yeah, it's approved, guys. Everybody take it."
I'll believe them. I'll be naive. I'll believe them. Now we see the technicians walking around with hazmat suits on, and the plastic screen face mask, and they got the booties on. They're wearing their hazmats. And really don't know a lot about, what they're treating. It's like 450 years ago, it would be plague doctors, with the beaks.
The scary shit. There's no way.
They had a sense that it was something airborne, but they really didn't know what they were dealing with.
Too, though. It was crazy, right? But
it was rudimentary, but it was based on a sound principle.
Well, and then when you think about how they treated tuberculosis too, when you think back where they would put people in these, it would be like so cold, and they'd have all the windows open, and they would, you know what I mean, like
fresh air.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know.
Just think about it though. Like for the three of us, I think this is like the largest pandemic or a pandemic that's occurred. There's been, of course, other ones, but this is like the worst that I've known. You know, I wasn't around with the yellow fever. I wasn't around with the, of course,
Spanish flu.
Ill-worded Spanish flu.
1 century ago.
Yeah, but so this is my opinion. But what was surreal for me living through this process is like I'm not morbid. I'm different when it comes to death. It's hard to explain because people won't ever get it, but because people always so sappy. But
I heard a lot of people get death actually.
But the thing is, though, but seeing the cold wagons like coming because the morgue was getting oversupplied with bodies, and
that hasn't been our experience.
Containers, and then like just that smell is so like smelling that, like, because they were running out of morgue space, like seeing that and smelling it because I was working at the hospitals, so. Like that was surreal to me. Like I know the medical field, they're used to that, but for somebody that's not used to the medical field and an outsider never lived in an active pandemic, which you guys haven't really either. But you know, seeing that firsthand is just like eye opening. Like,
I'm sure.
It's crazy.
I can't imagine. I cannot imagine. I also can't imagine being the people that have to put the bodies in there and put them in the body bags and
somebody's got to do it.
Yes. Yep. Absolutely. I mean, I worked in a nursing home, you know, when I first started my medical career, you know, and I would have to, I worked on the Alzheimer's unit. So, you know, it was fun as hell. First of all, loved it. Every day was different. I loved going into work every day because I didn't know what the hell was going to happen. And it was always fun. But, you know, we used to have, if people died, we would have to go in there, we had to clean them up. We'd have to, you know what I mean? And, you know, when you're 19, you know, that's crazy. You know, they move, they make noises. You're like, what the fuck?
Right, the body. Yeah.
You know, but it's weird seeing all that stuff.
For sure.
You know?
It is.
But there's been, and because of this, I feel like, because of the coronavirus, I feel like there's a lot more people dying of like if they always say like, oh, people have underlying conditions, right? Like they have heart disease or cancer or whatever the case may be. I feel like it's not that they have that they get corona. I feel like they get corona and the corona makes that worse.
Oh yeah, you get pneumonia or something like that. So like it is other factors, of course. COVID can kill you, of course, but there are other factors usually that
usually exacerbates underlying conditions.
Yeah. I know 3 healthy people that were, give or take, within 2 years of me, healthy, no problems, died of just corona. So I mean, it totally isn't. It's, I mean,
not to be underestimated.
Yeah. So, you know, and it's a touchy subject because a lot of people, there are people out there that, you know, don't think it is anything. You know, they laugh about it, you know, and I hope they never have to learn the hard way, you know, but, and I'm not saying them personally, but even somebody they know, you know, they're lucky if they don't have to go through that. But like, you know, and I know there's people out there that are conspiracies, you know, they think the government's like injecting us with you know, all this crazy stuff, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't buy into all that stuff, you know?
I don't, in the conspiratorial.
Yeah, no, I don't buy into it. Is our government effed up right now? Absolutely. But I don't think that because of.
Yeah. Germ warfare like that. I mean, that's not going to achieve anything. There's no practical goal.
I mean, I think what people are not seeing is that everybody is learning together. You know what I mean? And trying to figure this out. You know what I mean?
To go on the point of the government testing vaccines on people, I don't necessarily. I probably could find the records, but I was in the military, and if unfortunately for the people that were in the military know of the line in reception where you go through a line of shots, and the last one's the penicillin in the ass. But some of those are not civilian based shots. You know, it's not like you can willy nilly go. So they do sometimes do treat you with certain vaccines or situations that, because if you're going overseas, they might have something that we don't have in America. Of course, like SARS and MERS that did come here in some form, but was more prevalent out there. So they did actually test vaccines on soldiers. It is proven. And anybody that has gone through reception for sure knows that right before basic reception, when you first get to your place and you go through that, and that's where you get everything. If your sight, eyesight, everything. But yeah, you go through a lot of shots. I luckily didn't have to get the ass shot, thankfully, because I'm allergic to penicillin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am too. I think everybody. That's everybody's biggest.
Yeah, the show doesn't sound very paranormal themed, but depending on how I'm feeling a month from now when you have us back, which you said you always will, I will share some experiences that you could call them hallucination, you could call them paranormal, but I'll share them. You know.
So that's an interesting thought process. I mean, like, do you think when you're, I'm going to say, quote unquote, crippled, you know, because you got good, you guys are out. Do you think it doesn't make you more vulnerable, or does that make you less sensitive?
As you approach the boundary between that's life and death, you get closer and closer, like you're going to a precipice of a cliff, and you notice things. You notice the valley below. So when you're becoming very ill, critically ill, which I was, you see boundaries, you see other things. And in the final resolution, you may not be able to know what's real or what's not. But there are commonalities people share at that time, you know? I just am not ready to talk about it because I'm still undergoing this.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But that's an interesting
story to be told, you know, I could tell it. Yeah. But give you an illustration of, well, a hint of what I was feeling. In my first 10 days of having this, I lost 56 pounds. I've gained a lot of that back, but I mean, if you could have seen, and James knows, I was in pretty decent shape 2 months ago. I was like, you know,
big and brown. Yeah.
I was very strong. I was, you know, very cut. But I've withered. My physique now, I've withered. You know, it's not. So 56 pounds, and that was because I had no desire. I was difficult to swallow, and I had no desire for food. And it's amazing when you stop eating and drinking how fast you're going to lose weight and stop moving. You know, so
yeah, you definitely look withered last time I saw you.
Yeah, well, my face is still thinner. You know.
Yeah.
I don't have that round face anymore. But yeah,
you must like that.
I mean, I look forward to sitting there next to James with some kind of immunity. And I'll tell you, it does change my perspective. I like to think of myself as assertive, but still, you know, polite to a fault, and always let somebody else have the right of way and step in front of me in line. But when I am eligible to get that vaccine, I've always had a talent for drawing attention to myself, usually unintentionally. But if I'm in a clinic and I know that vaccine is available,
I've been told the same thing.
If I can't get him to be there with me, and I'll bribe, I have an influence over. I have an identical twin brother, you know. I will bring my brother there, or I will hold up a picture of him. I said, "This is my identical twin brother. He's in the family that's been vaccinated. I'm next. I've got an invitation from my clinic. They ran out. Well, here I am." And, you know, I didn't bring a razor with me, you know, or toiletries, but the next time I exit that door, short of force, I will have been vaccinated, you know. And I say, should I not receive my vaccine, I will be on the news tonight, you know, and I will tell the true story. You know?
Yeah, I can't believe I haven't gotten a call yet. It's so crazy to me. My doctor, I called my primary care doctor today, and I told him, and he's like, all right. He's like, I'm going to put a call into the place or whatever, you know. He's like, you should have gotten it right away. Yeah. But all I can do is say, and I said, well, you know what? I hope that my, absence of getting it is going to somebody that really needs it.
Yeah, well, that's the way to look at it.
Happening.
Yeah, yes.
I look at it that way.
That's agape right there. No, I also found out there in the last year and a half, I've been able to, I always wondered, I haven't had a full beard, well, before this tribulation, since I was in my, 32 and 33 years old. And then I grew and I had a, brown beard and all that. Well, I got to see what it looks like when I don't shave for 11 days. That first time, it was in September of 2019, my mother was passing away, and I spent 11 days in the hospital with her. Didn't go home.
Now, can you imagine and think about that too? Because now people are in the hospital, you know what I mean? And nobody can go visit them.
My sister brought that up. She pointed that out. She said, suppose Mom had lasted for another 6 months, which was conceivable. She died of uremic poisoning and kidney failure, nephritis, and other factors. But because her respiration was affected and she aspirated, they would have diagnosed her with COVID before they took a blood test. Hospitals do that. They do it.
I know.
And they would have said, we can't be sure, but my mother could not, I couldn't have comprehended that. My mother at 94 would not have been able to understand that.
Right.
So thank God, a blessing in that. She went peacefully, and I stayed with her. We all did.
Yeah. Could you imagine if nobody could be there? Like, I can't understand how they can keep family away from family when that's happened. Like, to me, that is so unethical. It's so.
It's a knee-jerk. There must be something else they can do. It's a panic reaction. It's a response to panic.
I said they themselves have the equipment to be able to go into these patients' rooms. Yes, they do. And to go into their rooms and to take care of them. So then if you know that a person is going to pass away, or that that's inevitable, then you provide the family with, and you can say it can be 3 people or, whatever, only, immediate family only, but provide them with the proper stuff to be able to be with their loved one.
It's compassionate. There must be something that can be done, limited.
That is the biggest thing that bothers me about this whole thing. It just bothers me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, so I didn't shave last week, and the first 2 weeks I had this, I didn't shave. So it's a whole different look. I started resembling our colleague Ken DaCosta, with this mostly gray beard thing.
So you're growing hair, and James cut his hair.
Done, yeah. It'll look fresh.
You guys are like going opposite.
Well, it's kind of like, I don't want to lose it now. I could have got a cut today, but I'd be on the show,
Why didn't you? We got to get a cut for April 7th now. There you go.
I'll get a cut for that. I do like it well groomed.
I'll grow my hair out and you get a cut. There we go. We'll be opposites there.
We'll do that, yeah.
I'll be getting my hair done too. So we're all gonna have like new.
I like your hair, yeah. Well, when you say get your hair done, what do you mean?
It's like a 5-hour process.
Our dear friend Elise Giamarco Carlson. next Tuesday. Well, let's see what'll happen to her. She loves purple. I was beginning to wonder if she had purple roots, because she's got purple highlight. Well, she's got a purple tone to her hair, and that's just what she does. So we'll see how purple she looks.
Oh, she's going to get that done.
Yeah. We had a game plan, remember, to have her on Paranormal Brew.
Yeah.
And when the bottom fell out, 2 months ago.
That's okay. She can come on whenever.
Yeah. Yes, that's any invitation.
Hey, I posted the link so she can pop on anytime she wants.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think she'll pop on tonight like I did, but I hope she's watching. I can't, for the life of me, read all that message board, But I do see some interestingness, some old friends, haven't seen in a while. Alexis Doyle says hello, James, and I wish you could read everybody here.
Yeah. What was I going to say?
Joycelyn Cummings.
I was going to say something and I forget.
And Gavin here.
I suck at.
Well, it's a spontaneous show, so it's the charm of it.
No, but I forget what I was going to say. Damn it. Fuck.
It'll come to you while we're gabbing
All
and
right.
all that. What
Thank
did it relate
you.
to? Did it relate to the paranormal or the COVID topic or?
Yeah, I was saying something.
Well,
No.
viruses, even virologists, come on. The viruses are paranormal. There you go.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
you know.
Slimer
Right.
technically looked like a germ.
Yeah, right?
Look like Mr. Mucus.
Have you not seen Osmosis? Come on.
Right?
Osmosis.
Slimer.
Yeah.
Slimer was totally a germ. He was an amoeba.
Yeah, kind of a protoplasm growing wild, you know. So what'd you do for your birthday, Taryn?
Huh?
You just take it easy? It was your birthday yesterday, and just treated yourself, was nice to yourself. Was anybody nice to you?
Yep, I was taken to my favorite restaurant, Graziano's.
I think that's the best way to celebrate a birthday.
Yeah.
Other than giving birth, you know. You can go to your favorite restaurants to treat. Because I haven't been going many places, you know. I've been to a diner once, and I wasn't feeling too bad while I was. No, I've been to 2 diners, right? And the second one, I was not feeling good at all. You know,
really? Well, I like Italian restaurants, but I like real Italian restaurants, as real as you can get it, you know, being. So I have my Philly one and I have my Jersey one. My Philly one is Mama Maria's. It's on Passyunk Ave. And then my Jersey one is Graziano's, and that's in Chislehurst on the White Horse Pike. And it's just, I would live there if I could.
I bet. Yeah, we're lucky as Rhode Islanders. We got, you know, with the hill, most of them make their own pastas.
Yeah,
Macaroni's so good. I love the hill.
Well, and that's the thing. You got to think, you know, Jersey's not. I mean, you have Philly right there, but I mean, it's not, you know. Yeah,
true. But you can't. I'm sorry. I love Philadelphia, but the New York and the New England has the best Italian food.
Well, I've done some time in Philly, you know, in New York. I lived in New York for a while.
That's right.
All right, no demons in Italian food.
That sounds like a cool song.
No demons in Italian food.
What's it called? Yeah, well, you got to remember where Catholicism really basically started. So, yeah. Start with Jesus, of course, but Rome exploded it. So, guess where Rome is? Italy.
Yeah. Oh, really? Oh, now I know. Okay, when I get over there, I'll know where to turn. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to go there so bad.
Roma.
I want to go there so bad. Do you think that there is more?
Vatican City. Is that what you're going to illustrate, sir?
No, I think there's more cases over there. Is that what you're saying?
Like, do you think there is because of how religious it is over there?
It's more old world.
Yeah.
Is what?
More old world, yeah, for sure.
World, what?
Because you know, a lot, like sometimes, and I don't know if this is true because I've never worked on that side of things, but I felt that if somebody was, or I heard that if people sometimes were, you know, like those radical, you know, Catholics or radical, you know, people that are just like over the top with it. I don't mean to offend anybody, but you know, I thought that they could attract the opposite if it was so, you know, if they had like 12 crosses in one room and 12 crosses in the next room and, you know, Bibles everywhere and worshiped God 24/7. You know what I mean? Is that true?
What it does, I think it creates a bubble of reality. It creates a separate, detached reality. It creates another world. And you can actually delve into quantum mechanics with this and chaos magic. It's, I think, fervent belief and a cultural belief or tradition actually creates a divided reality, a different dimension, if you will. I mean,
and that's how they are. They're very
if in any culture, if you get run over by a bus, that's probably going to be fatal. You know, you get struck by a comet, it's not going to be good. You will age. You know, you will have to pay taxes. But having said that, this cosmic bubble thing, you create your own cosmology. It's real to them. And I'm not talking just psychologically. It creates a separate reality. And in that reality, demons are real. Exorcism is effective, you know. And when you're in that environment, in that bubble, you know it's real. I had that experience in Puerto Rico. I lived in Puerto Rico for 4 months.
Oh yeah, they're real. They're real.
I started out as an observer. They're very spiritual people. They believe in spiritual intervention. I started out as an observer and became part of that, because being there for 4 months, I was absorbed into that, the Santeria. I went there to study their culture, and things that would not have happened in the center of New York City or in Providence, Rhode Island. Well, actually, something did happen like that.
But that's what I'm saying. Like it's like, I feel like, I mean, even, you know, like when you go to like the United Kingdom and stuff like that, like it just feels like, it seems anyway, that there's more, I don't know, different. Like over here, I feel like it's so Casper compared to what goes on over there. You know what I mean? And even Italy.
Well, I think if let's be honest here, right? So if we look at like the timeline of history, right? So how long? Technically, there have been civilizations that have come here or maybe settled here, but how long? Technically, what, 300 something years now? Have a civilized, like a modern civilization has been here. Like how long? Spain was the first one, of course, right?
You could round it off to 500 years if you're talking about the, you know, Columbus's first voyage.
Yeah, so
very general.
Years. And then you look at Europe, you look at Russia, you look at like Asia, of course, Eurasia.
They've been settled for millennia.
There's more history over there.
That's true.
The idea of the haunting being like a projection of what people are, and that's why Carl and I approach it this way, because we see people being more of a key than anything. But if you look at how many people are over there compared to here,
and how long they've been established, well,
yeah, in the history,
London, the city of London, England, everybody knows. In 500 AD, that was Londinium. There are roads extant now that were cut out in Roman times, you know? So, yeah, long established. It makes its own reality. It imprints that reality. And it's real to them. Not imagined, it's real. Certain African cultures, of course, that would be, you know, to us, it's magic. To them, it's their belief system.
Well, to float on that story by Jocelyn, there was actually a case in Florida quite a few years ago where this team went in, claimed this woman to be possessed, or she was claimed to be possessed, and they came in, another paranormal investigation team that believes that they can perform magic and it's at their will. But in some form, of course, it is. But I think higher power is key in, or calling in something as a kind of middling factor is important, depending on your faith. But they said basically to rid this woman of her demons, they had to burn her alive.
Wow! And I was just reading a comment about it.
So these people went to jail, of course.
Yeah. When did this happen?
But another case.
Was that a long time ago, James, or what? Was that? We're not talking about an ancient history thing. We're talking about.
That was Florida a few years ago. Yeah.
That was only a few years ago.
A few years ago, yeah. Florida. Wow. They burnt the girl. She survived, thankfully.
Yeah, but I mean, my God.
Basically, the idea was to ember her for the demon to burn out of her. Then they would save her. Hopefully, miraculously, she would somehow survive being burnt alive. You know, it's torturous. You know, your body's going to go into shock. Your heart might explode because of the adrenaline of it.
Right.
You know, whatever. Like, I don't know whose freaking good concept that was, but yeah, those bastards went to jail. I'm freaking thankful for it.
So then what happened with her?
She survived, but
I mean, like, was she really having issues? Or
that's dependable. I wasn't there on the case. You know, they believe that she had, of course, you know, once the news gets involved and people getting involved, you know, they're going to see doctors that are more perceptive to.
Well, that brings it home to us. I mean, we see illustrations and woodcuts. We hear the old stories, the old testimonies, you know, the treaties against witchcraft and all that. But then we get to see how people were in the Middle Ages. They were us. They were like us. And every once in a while, some band or some individual will transcend the boundaries of, you know, cultural restraints.
Yeah.
They'll act, you know, their inner savagery will come out, and you see that side of human nature. You know it can happen. You know it did happen.
But yeah, another similar case, even though there could have been possibly there, is Annalise McKell. She didn't die of the demon. She died of malnutrition, the poor handling of the situation. So that's another case.
But didn't they say it was because
40 years old, right?
Wasn't it like it wasn't directly because of the demon, but the demon was making her.
So what they say, and I believe in this fact. So not fact, but I believe in this. What most demonologists state as reality of it. And I believe maybe Carl could test his opinion to it if he agrees or disagrees. But if there is a true parasitical entity, a demon, and it does become one with the host limitation, aka possession, and there's a transient possession and perfect possession. But in the transient possession stage, the demon comes and goes because of the person's willpower. They can fight back and kick the demon out. Basically, I'm saying this in layman's words. It's a lot more technical, but. Basically the demon gets kicked out. So it can come and go based upon the person's mentality and their willpower and their faith. But when perfect possession comes in play is that the willpower is disconnected. That person's basically a vegetable owned by what we would call this parasitical force, this demon. And now it has full total control. This construct or this true entity or even in some form, this personality, if it's a dissociative identity disorder situation. And this can happen with did as well, but you know that person's no longer the self the way they knew it. But in that form with demons, with them being evil, if you have this force that has no human body, never walked this planet, is not corporeal, you know, they are a spiritual being. They enter your body, and this true negativity. Eventually, I think your body's going to eat away, and you can see this with the people that are even dealing with depression, they have anxiety. There's starts to be mental disorders that develop. Maybe cancer becomes a situation. You look at people like Father Malachi Martin, who said they had been killed by the, but you see like Bishop McKenna, Ed Warren, some of these people that have dealt with these situations, and supposedly their life was shortened because of their involvement. It's in that stage. It's in that.
Yeah, that can happen.
Yeah,
it can happen because the mind is vulnerable.
Yeah,
it shouldn't be able to happen, but it does. It can't happen to everybody. Not everybody's, prone or even susceptible to being demonically possessed. But yeah, in some instances, it has happened. I got a message from Betty Malasso, our friend and colleague. She says, "Where is Elise Giamarco Carlson?"
And there she is
on cue. You know, she comes back from her walk, and Betty is in Philadelphia for whatever reason, family, I think. Or maybe she's on a case or something.
I have to say one thing.
Greg O'Brien, reach out. I
have to say one thing. I totally have a crush on the way James talks. I love your accent.
Well, for people that are listening, I do love Taryn as well, so it is what it is. So, thank you.
I just had to put that out there.
Well, James has a quite a unique way of talking, and I think people like that because it's very down to earth, you know, no pretenses.
Well, I speak like a dummy. It is what it is.
No, you don't.
I deliver with force. There you go.
I can listen to him
next to James. I'll hear James elucidating, and I'm saying, my God, this guy's like a professor talking here. And then it goes, he reaches that azimuth. You know, his other cue point.
Oh,
And it's just charming.
I have to give a shout out to Alita.
Oh,
this woman here.
Alita?
Yes, this woman here. So I secretly have still been like, I don't know if you guys know, but my Zeus, my first soulmate, my baby, passed away in November. And like I still am like totally like having a tough time with it. And secretly I was having like a couple of really bad days, right? And I didn't want to tell anybody because I'm like, people are gonna think I'm fucking insane. Like it was November. People are like, oh, it's just a cat, you know, blah, blah, blah. You know, but so she messages me and she says, I don't know why I'm doing this. She's like, something is making, and and forgive me, Alita, but I don't think she's like in the, you know, she's not a sensitive or anything like that, but she paints people's pets that have passed away. Like they'll give pictures and then she'll paint, you know, their pets. But she reached out to me last night and she says, or the other night, she said, I don't know why, but I feel like, can you please send me a picture of your Zeus? She's like, I was watching one of your old videos and Sabrina had mentioned you weren't on there because your cat had passed away. And she's like, but now I feel like can you send me a picture? She's like, I want to offer my services for free. She's like, I feel like I need to paint your baby and I'll send it to you. But I was like, wow. It was like so random. So I have to say thank you to her because that was awesome of her. And, that for her to do that. But I also think it's crazy how that just was out of nowhere.
I know.
I mean, to me, that's a sign. You know? So she jumped on here and said all the love, she loves it. So I had to have it. Sam is saying hi.
Oh, Sam. Hi, guys. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Look, this is funny. Suddenly turning into the episode. Because I said I love to listen to you talk.
Hey, we could turn. Hey, Carl, you want to turn this into Magic Mike?
Yeah, my birthday.
Well,
Chris Farley and Patrick Swayze.
I can't compete. I remember that.
In the same room anymore.
Yeah.
I have Venmo.
I can't compete with anybody's voice, you know.
What?
I can't compete with anybody's voice now. I'm lucky to have this much to talk with, you know.
Well, it is. I mean, it is the accent too.
I don't have an accent.
We're getting yelled at.
Should behave, guys. Behave. Yeah. I can do a Rhode Island accent. I can lapse into that, you know, because I can go back to, because this is my roots and this is where I grew up, you know, and this is how we talk, you know. I grew up here where we actually grew up side by each in the house I lived in, you know, so we talk like, you know, we were Rhode Island, you know, you park the car side by each, you know, that's what we do. My name is Carl, and that's what my sister calls me, Carl, you know, but I had a good idea about how to stop that. Now that's how we talk here.
Thank you, Elise.
Yeah, she's saying happy birthday to you. Now, I've worked on my diction, you know, so I mean, I can hear it. I can hear that Rhode Island talk, like in my consonants and my diphthongs, and like, you know, instead of that, to me, it sounds like that. I can hear it, and still, you know.
I've always been told I had a mixture of an accent because I was born in Long Island.
Yours is hard to place, James.
I was born in Long Island and I live in Rhode Island. I came from an island and now at a fake island. What kind of crazy shit is that?
Yeah.
That's another reason we need to have Elise Giamacco Carlson on. You want to hear an accent. You've seen my cousin Vinny, you know.
Oh yeah, you said this.
Elise Vito. Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is crazy. So half of my family's from Germany, the other half is from Italy. That's it. German, Italian. Yeah. My grandmother and they came from Calabria. So I have they came to Ellis Island, and my great grandfather opened up 25 hair salons and a school in New York. But the hair salons went all the way down to Philadelphia. I had to walk away for a minute, but heard my name. Happy birthday. Thank you, Bill.
Thank you, Brad, for sending prayers, wishing me a full recovery.
Dana wants to turn me on. That's always awesome. Yeah, somebody said that their family's from there too. Yeah, so I'm actually
family comes from.
Yeah, so I started digging into my ancestry. I paid for it. I did the DNA swabs and everything like that because I want to know my family history. So here I'm back, my dad's side. I'm back like in the 1700s. I found out I'm a daughter of the Revolution. My fifth or sixth great grandfather and my fifth grade, they were both in the Revolutionary War.
Wow.
And then my Italian side, I'm finding out, was a little connected. It's not, there are things that happen, but like, I still have family over there. I'm like, I want to go there. I want to meet them. I want to go over there and, oh, hi, Megan. Some accents can actually be exercised.
Well, I mitigated mine. I haven't exercised.
But you can also technically, in some form too, with hypnotherapy, actually have people speak in accents they've never spoken before very well. So possible.
But okay, I know we're talking a lot about that. So I wanted to just tell you that. I think I told you that before, but
gee, what Megan wrote to you, Taryn.
Well, that wasn't the first. Somebody else noticed it first.
Yeah. I noticed that.
Lots of cops.
I was looking for I have a shirt that I got when I turned, when I turned 40. Because, you turn 40 is like a big thing,
Yesterday?
But I wish. But it says like, made to perfection, but it says 1978, and it's like it's women that are like in the form of the numbers, and I was looking for it to wear it, but I couldn't find it, so I found this instead.
Hey, cock-a-doodle-doo. You get that one, please? Oh my god.
Oh my
god.
I think James is peckering on you now. Cock-a-doodle-doo. Yeah.
I can't.
Well, you should see what's on. That's mild compared to what's on the chat room,
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
Well, that's the brew for you. There's never ever. It's funny. I have people on, and they're like, can I say? I'm like, you can say whatever you want.
Hey, I like your backgrounds. You're so cozy, Taryn, where you are. Yeah, James is in the famous room.
Yeah.
Famous room, and you're at the famous.
I am at the headquarters of the Johnston Historical Society in Johnston, Rhode Island. All these file cabinets here, they contain deeds and records in, articles, newspaper articles. You'll find papers, documents from the 18th century, mid 18th century in here. I mean, this is a vault of history here. Any of these drawers you open, you could get stuck for an hour easily.
Really?
What you got there? Yeah,
looks interesting.
It is an interesting place, and as you probably all know, well, we do, that Elise Giamacco Carlson is the current president of Johnston Historical Society, and she's an exemplary president.
Yeah, and she's our manager, so we have
she's making the society visible. And you know what kind of call she gets here? They will call like, oh, there's a tree down in my yard, or I think there's electric wire, or there's a plow in the cemetery. They're going to damage the stones. It's the JHS, not the DEM. They get all kinds of calls there because the historical society. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that comment about me always being hyped too. That's too funny.
Yeah.
Well, you are hyped. Yes, you are.
Hey, at the end of the night, I get up at like I don't even want to think about it, but I get up so early in the morning, so like I'm already like, and I love the show and I love doing shows, but like even Carl knows, like we're watching movies, I fall asleep on the guy, so like I'm just like I'm so tired, so like I get a burst of energy, you got to keep it. It's like you get adrenaline, you got to keep it, to keep going. Like it's set in the same form. So I like to have a good time. That's what it's about, right?
Well, so, I'll give the conversely, James. If you could have seen what I was doing in the mornings, for my personal exercises, anybody who watched me would say, "What is wrong with you? Do you love pain? Stop that. Stop it."
I'm doing like just enough for my own mental capacity to be like, okay, I worked out. I'm fine. Like I'm doing just enough. Stairs
2 at a time. The last 4, if I'm descending the staircase, the last 4 stairs are the jump. Just basic stuff like that I wouldn't tell anybody else. Let's see the results. I went from that very quickly to it's an effort to get up and down the stairs. You don't know what that's like until it happens. Till we're actually mounting a staircase it's the challenge. Am I going to be able to do it? And you're out of breath. That's what I had 2 days ago. I walked to my car. I was out of breath. It depends on the day. It depends on the hour.
Well, I do.
The Brew. Yes, we are.
I do 100 push-ups a day. I do 100 squats, and I do 100 leg lifts. And then I do this this is going to sound so cheesy, but it's awesome because every day it builds up. But it's like this women over 40 workout. So it's like you do these 7 things. So 50 jumping jacks, 25 squats. But Friday you're doing 60 squats, 110 jumping jacks. So I add that onto so I'm doing just enough. I hate going to the gym.
My God, that was me. That was me up till 4 years ago. Now I got knee problems, came back.
I hate going to the gym and I hate cardio. So I feel like if I'm doing something
yeah, you're going to do what works for you. What is, what you're going to be interested in doing, what you're going to want to go back to. Yeah. I never wanted to go back to it. I just did it because I thought I should,
Yeah, it sucks that we have to.
I'm not saying I did anything phenomenal. It's just that, just a basic routine that I did not miss a day of for 8 months. Then when I
so then it's okay. It's okay for you to miss some time. You have to rest in order to get better.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't know what has to do with rest or recuperation now.
I want an excuse. Not that I'm going to be sick, but I want an excuse to be like, oh, I couldn't work out, and have a good reason why I couldn't work out, as opposed to being like, I had too much, or just don't feel like it, or I'm just tired, Yeah.
Well, the basic thing is changing your diet. That's the tough thing to do.
Oh, it's so tough. However, I try to follow Weight Watchers, and Weight Watchers, I'm a big pasta person. Yeah. And on this new Weight Watchers plan I have, the wheat pasta, I like my pasta not totally soft. I like it a little bit hard. So al dente. But
I do.
Yeah. So the wheat pasta is always like that. So I got used to it or whatever, but it's 0 points. I could have 18 pounds of pasta and it's 0 points.
Oh, I got to read this comment. I know. I'll talk about pasta too. So Betty
thank you.
She says, Elise is the best one to run Historical Society. Her research is from the heart. Her research from the heart. That's something. And I had to do. I'm sentimental now.
What is it called? I don't even know what we're talking about now.
I don't either.
Well, we're doing it on dietary thing,
but I feel like we were talking
about history. If you have not seen our last show where Carl and I did this past Thursday, this past Thursday, tomorrow's Thursday. So
why don't I get updates?
I know what you're going to say.
We did a show on Rasputin. So if you haven't watched it yet, make sure you watch it.
Yeah. No, but how come I'm not getting?
It became controversial.
Are you guys going live on Facebook?
Yeah, we're live on Facebook, YouTube, and
I have not been getting any notifications for anybody's live things.
No, I don't know why.
We go live on our page too. Carl goes live on his page too.
Yeah. Well, as James was saying,
you're not on Facebook, right?
I only have Instagram.
Instagram for now. Yeah.
But you post it, Carl. You post it on your page.
I do.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
On the Duo Daemonologie
I'm gonna have to go to one and then just say to notify when
we should especially notify. That was a lively show, and believe it or not, it invited controversy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're talking about a man who died 105 years ago, come December, and he still generates controversy. And the Russian Revolution was debatable. You know, sources, oh, you got your history wrong here. Oh, I don't think that's why the Bolsheviks invaded. I don't think that was what. You get people getting mad at our overview of history. You know, well, it wasn't a historical debate.
But that's just what's happening. Everyone, they want to. I know this. I know what you're saying isn't like on a political level, but that's just what's happening. Everybody wants to erase the history.
Well,
you know?
see,
I know it.
Yeah,
for whatever reason.
Good, accurate, yeah. But that Rasputin, or Rasputin, as it would have been pronounced, a controversial figure. 105 years later, a whole show about him, and we're just scratching the surface. That's an interesting topic, and it tied into metaphysics and it tied into the paranormal, because Rasputin did remarkable things that a human being should not be able to do, and people have wondered, was he in touch with a higher power? Was there this divine spark within him? And he was such an outrageous character and so influential in the royal court. You know, it was a key component in the bring down of Imperial Russia that we could have talked about him for 2 hours.
Yeah.
And he was interesting through it out. Oh, and James at the end contributed a clip of by Boney M. Rah Rah Rasputin from 1970. It was a good cap to the show.
I'll share my screen. I'll play it for everybody.
There's a way of saying we're serious, but we don't take ourselves seriously, you know.
But you can't.
I go crazy.
Life's too short.
Yeah.
Can you get it?
I don't have it.
How do I do it?
What do you mean? You know, just click on your entire screen. Share. Can you see it?
No, it should go on the scene.
Oh, yeah. There you go. Can you see it?
There. Yeah. Now hold on.
See if you can get that. It's worth it. It's short.
You got it? Whoa! That's paranormal. Ready?
So many of us.
Yeah, got a canubis. You got to hear the whole song to appreciate it. Rah Rah Rasputin. You know, just look at Boney M. YouTube, 1978. Rah Rah Rasputin.
Dancing, by the way.
Oh my God, that's as old as I am.
Rah Rah Rasputin, Russia's greatest love machine.
That's as old.
And they actually tell a story. Boney M. tells a story, narrates. You know, like gives the gist of Rasputin.
Yeah, it's crazy too. It's such a good song. It's catchy.
Once you hear it,
do that move.
in your mind for the night.
Oh my gosh. Look at how weird. Look what she just wrote. You weren't even.
You should do that dance. He anticipated that. Oh.
That's awesome.
She just wanted to see me dance.
Yeah, we do. Woo!
You're so fresh. You're lucky it's your birthday.
I am not.
You're lucky it's your birthday.
Yeah. Oh my God. Everything I say about anything fun is going to be what I used to do. You know? James and Elise know I can dance.
Oh, yeah.
I know I got a style. And
Let's put some music on and let's see it.
No, I'm you want to hear a coughing fit? That's why I don't know. Yeah. I don't know what my limitations are.
Yeah, we need Carl a lot. We need Carl all well. We have a lecture this Saturday, so with Keith, so we need him fully intact.
Did you guys go live when you do that?
So we won't be in person. We will be streaming. This is in Michigan. We were supposed to go do.
We were originally going to be there, present in person.
Yeah, we were, and it's to raise money for Tim Miley, and it's called Michigan Parrot Fest, and it is to raise money for uh, Silver Muzzle Cottage. It's an animal rescue, and
oh my God, I love you both for so much for doing that.
So, but we can't be there because of the recent situation. Carl's still not fully 100%, and that's a long drive after so much. So, you know, we said we'd still like to dedicate our time. And Tim, I've known Tim for 10 years, as long as I've known Carl. And I said, you know, we would love to still be a part of it. Could we like do a streaming lecture?
Wait, so this is is it like a paranormal thing that does that?
It's a paranormal convention in Michigan, yeah.
And it goes to an animal.
All the money raised goes to the animal rescue. Yeah. So they right now, even we talked before the show because I wanted to know what we were doing for this Saturday. Because are we going to do his StreamYard, my StreamYard, and we're going to go through there because they're going to have live lectures, of course, by some very predominant names like Tim Woolworth and some big names there. And so what we're going to do, they're going to do with the lecture room. People said they'll project us on the screen from StreamYard, and we'll be on the screen. But so yeah, it's a lot, real event. And we did a telethon for them last week, and before the event, they've raised, I believe, don't quote me on this, I could be wrong, I think they've raised $8,500. I could be wrong.
So wait a minute, I don't know. Can you please hook me up with him so I can have him on the show? I never even heard of such a thing. I totally would support it.
Here, I'll send it in your private chat. His name, just add him on Facebook.
Yeah, get her in on that. Thank you, Taryn.
Oh my God, yes.
Participating.
Didn't even know. I mean, anybody that knows me knows how much of an animal lover I am, and I have never heard of such an event. And it's so unique. I've never heard of anybody doing anything that benefits.
Tim runs a charity event called Photograph for Pooches, and it was first introduced to give a little bit of back history. It was first introduced because his dog Murray, who's like his son, you know, he never had a child, so like his son Murray, and so basically he used to like do lectures like because Tim went through, and not to butcher his story, but he went through a suicidal event, I believe, a hard time, and Murray saved his life, basically. Like, Murray was there for him. So he started Photograph for Pooches because he started coming across people that, you know, were going through troubled times, and, you know, he'd tell a story, lift them up, and he was a paranormal investigator, too. So he started Photograph for Pooches, and then, unfortunately, it's been quite a few years now, but Murray eventually passed away. And so now he's been on a great tearing spree of raising money for a lot of animal rescues in Michigan. But I also did an event with Tim Miley. This is the second time. Of course, Carl was at the second time, but the first time Tim and I did an event at Hinsdale. And all the money that went from John Cassidy was there. Tim Woolworth wasn't there, but Tim Miley was there, myself, and Chelsea Gill were all part of it, and we raised money.
Just about a year ago now, almost a year.
New York Animal Rescue. So he raised money for
I had no idea that this stuff like this existed. Yeah. I would go to every single one, and I would totally support these. Not that they're any different than, I mean, like I always work the Pennhurst events, so like I feel like I'm kind of like if I'm working it and I'm like, you know, helping out and doing this. So, and I always donate money, you know what I mean, to the places where I volunteer to work, you know, like, but this is something I've never heard of, and I'm such an animal activist lover. Like,
God bless you for that. Yes.
And I've never, this is like combining two of my passions together. Like, I can't even, never even knew it existed.
I've been trying to get Tim out this way. You know, we did Hinsdale House, but if we get him to do an animal rescue out in New Jersey, Pennsylvania, you know, he would.
No, but I'll go to Michigan.
Set something up, especially when COVID's all simmered down. But yeah, he does a good deed, and
Yeah.
you know, it's always great to help that man.
Yeah, no, I totally want to have. I mean, I know this thing's coming up Saturday, but I totally would love to have him on and then do something to help, you know,
Yeah.
whoever does
Well,
this. There's more than one. If there's two,
yeah, maybe you can make a donation or definitely have him on. Definitely reach out to him. He definitely deserves his exposure.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think that's amazing. I never
might be a good gimmick, because I noticed that. Oh my word! A comment from Elise Jamarco Carlson, and she says it's a duo dance party. How about that? She comes up with these things. I don't know how she does. You know. And James, you should do that dance. And then James was doing it as she posted that. Almeida did. Well, what we should do is have a dance off, like just where we do something goofy. You like the Rasputin dance? You know, well, yeah, I've seen that. I know the history of that. But I mean, we show how good. See, that's why I'm a good dancer. I'm also psychokinetic.
I made an earthquake from that, dude. That was how good it was. It was
yeah.
An
aftershock.
Yeah.
No, you know why I'm a good dancer is because when I was going to the clubs, and I'm talking about when I was 20, like 19 and 20, and I'm talking about when I was 53, 54. I don't care if people don't like the way I dance. I don't care if they say I'm faggy. I don't care if Ajay.
I don't think you can say that word anymore.
No, we can't.
You can say whatever you want.
That word anymore.
You can say whatever you want.
I just said it because that's what people say.
You can say whatever you want.
I know. I said worse things when I did the
I'm not even talking about sexual orientation. I'm talking about faggy dancer.
We're talking about like happy.
I know.
Yes. I don't care if it looks if it's good moves, if it looks good. You know, people think it's ridiculous that I dance like a teenager, you know?
Oh yeah, me too.
I love his moves. Like it's like watching the Partridge Family, the Brady Bunch move again, or whatever.
Oh, no, come on. I wouldn't say that. I didn't say I was going back to retro like that. Come on. Well, yeah, but it's flamboyant moves. It's all over the place.
I want to see you do it. Do it for me.
Come on.
I miss you. Just one little move.
One thing you see with my surroundings. If I start doing that, I dance downstairs here. But upstairs, the lamps go downstairs. File cabinets are going to open. I'm going to really make a fool of myself. And
no, you're not.
Papers.
All right. So April 7th. April 7th. Carl should be here. Carl should be here. We'll have a dance off in the family.
Oh, that'll be my celebration if I can do that. Right in your room. That'd be so good. Right in your office. If I could do that.
Do it, but then you would have to stay there.
Yeah, I would say. Help them clean up afterwards and knock everything over. Yeah.
So good tonight.
We brought many different
Thank
spectrums. Unicorns, rainbows.
There's somebody
I know. We talk about everything.
I know somebody who is actually, and I'm not exaggerating, it's a she. She is a wonderful, wonderful dancer. You'd have to see to know what I mean by that.
Yes.
I didn't say that, did I?
You did not say that.
Somebody who has also danced in this building, yes. Yeah.
Well,
let's see if she wrote anything else. Still says it's a duo dance party.
Like a kid in a candy store.
Yeah. Well, I almost feel like I'm getting out again. I mean, I'm a mile and away.
It's cute.
I'm a mile and a half away from where I reside. So that's something for me. No.
How does Elise feel?
Fine.
Where is she? Is she on here?
She's watching, yeah. She's very careful. She's not taking chances, you know. Elise had to decline a couple of offers sometimes we'll have dinner over at James's house, but she's being very cautious, and maybe that's why she didn't have it, you know.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
I think everybody's trying to be cautious, right?
I know. I just got.
We were trying to be too for how
We thought we were
Yeah,
being.
but you know what? Sometimes, like, so I had a patient.
Breathing the same air, you know.
I had a patient call today, and you know, he's like, he had a cardiac cath done, and he's like, you know, can you tell me what my COVID test was? I said, well, why? He goes, well, I was exposed to COVID at LabCorp on February 15th. And I said, well, your cath was February 26th. So they wouldn't have done it if it was positive. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And he's like, well, you know, so people are calling up and, you know, it's like 10 days later are being told that they've been exposed in places that you wouldn't, you know what I mean? Like it just,
right. You wouldn't think.
So you can't like say, you can't like be, you know, James, you didn't like, can't feel bad about Carl, you know, I mean.
I feel bad about giving it to Carl, of course, but.
I mean, I know you feel bad, but it's not
I did every proper precaution. Like, I wasn't partying out with people. I got it from work. Like, out of all, like I said, like, I was at a hospital.
And that's the problem.
At an Amazon building, I'm doing, boom, get it. Like,
and the problem is at these, the workplaces don't have to tell their employees what is happening. And that I think is wrong because they have this fine line where it's like HIPAA and, you know, this and that. But when it comes to something like this, when they're trying to do tracking and, you know, the contact tracing and you have other people at risk, I mean, that goes out the window. You have to tell people, but they're not. They don't have to.
Well, the biggest problem, too, is I think what with the Amazon building, of course, everybody says, well, the best place you want to be is actually at a hospital during a pandemic. And in reality, it's the case because they were reinforcing washing your hands and wearing masks. And while the place at Amazon, I shall say no names, but I don't work for the company anymore, and I shall not say, but they were more about you wearing safety glasses than fucking masks, you know? So, like, you know, even if I didn't know for a second and somebody walked by me, they're going to be a good chance. Like, well, I'm not going to sneeze in my mask. So, you know, like out of all chances, you know, but they were worried more about safety glasses during a pandemic than freaking masks.
Right. And that's and when somebody, and I know it because I am talking to patients, we're seeing patients you know, who say, you know, oh, you know, our work didn't tell us that this guy was exposed and had it, and we were around them. So they're not telling the people that were around these people, and the people are going around people and going home and doing this and doing that instead of saying, listen, we have a positive case. Anybody that was around him needs to quarantine. You know, they're not doing that. They're holding it until now this patient's like, now my husband's having symptoms. Now we find out now that, you know, 10 days after this guy's been exposed, now my husband's been exposed. You know what I mean? Because they're not making the workplaces tell their employees when an employee has.
That's absurd, yeah.
And to me, that's ridiculous.
Well, I think also the problem is too is, you know, my company at that time informed me as soon as they knew, which was I was thankful for, but still, like, like it just stank, but. Not to linger. I have to get off. It's 9 o'clock.
Oh yeah. We've been on for a while.
Yeah, I'll say good night. I see a braid in the making.
Yes, I made a braid.
James, good night. I'll just, you know, I'll linger for another minute.
Much love.
Thank you.
We have a comment from Ajeng Sardi, and she is in Indonesia. And she says, hello. Carl, James, and Ted.
Yeah. Okay, Carl.
Bye, guys.
Hopefully see you this Saturday, brother.
I'm counting on that. I'm hoping to.
See ya.
I didn't do too badly tonight.
No, you didn't. Thank you.
See you next time, dear.
All right, honey. See ya. Thank you. So I talked about this earlier, Greg, and then I'll go. But he asked me if I gotten the vaccine. So the thing, I signed up for it. I should be getting it, but I had to call my primary because my primary care doctor, because I signed up for it a couple months ago and totally I have not received a call. I'm high risk. Not only because I'm working in the medical field, but also because I have thalassemia, so it kind of makes me higher risk than most people. And I still haven't gotten it. It's been a couple months. I'm waiting. So, like I said, the only thing I can think of is that there's been other people that have needed it more than me. So I'll wait patiently for my vaccine. But then again, I did call my family doctor today because, you know, it's starting to get a little bit more closer to me than just, you know, patients. So I want to get my vaccine. I don't know if it is safe. However, what my family doctor put it, and he's a big believer in vaccines. So take that into account. If people do not believe in vaccines, they're not going to think that way. But you know, he said that I have more of a chance of dying of COVID than I do of the vaccine. So he wants me to get it. So I trust my family doctor with everything blindly. Like I trust him blindly. And it takes a lot for me to trust a doctor because my father passed from medical malpractice. So it takes a lot for me to trust a doctor, and I trust him. So if he's insisting on me getting it, plus I have high risk factors, you know, he wants me to get it. So I'm going to get it. I'm trying not to buy into the whole, you know, which one is a bigger of a percentage that's more effective. So I'm trying not to buy into all that because I even said today how they said they got all the Johnson & Johnson one in and they're only 66% effective, whereas the other ones are 95% effective. But I'm trying to say, okay, I'll just take what I can get. And that's tough because you want to get the one that you feel like is going to be more effective, obviously. And people are like, oh, you don't think about that. Well, why are they putting it out there? You know, I would rather not know. I'm that type of person. Everybody's like, oh, the government's hiding shit. They're spying on shit. I'm like, I don't even care. I don't even want to know what they know. I don't want to know what they're spying on. I don't care. Just whatever. But like I said, I trust my doctor. So thanks. Was interested in your thoughts. Yeah, I do. I trust my doctor. So if he's telling me to get it, I'm going to get it. And if, you know, and because he said, and I know I worked with him for 15 years. So he mentioned 3 patients that I took care of, was involved with their care and everything like that for 12 years. Totally healthy people. They have no underlying conditions. And they were, like I said earlier in the show, they were 2 years each way of me. And they both died from COVID alone. So he said the chances of you dying from the vaccine are 1%, and the chances of you dying from COVID are, you know, like quadruple that. So, and, you know, I have to think about my loved ones around me too, you know, so I'm going to do what I can to protect the people around me as well. Anyone spies on me, they fall asleep. I don't think anybody would fall asleep if they spied on me, to be honest with you. I do have a GoPro. And I'm going to start a Facebook page. Like, you know, I can't make this shit up. It's only me, my life, but I should do that. Wear the GoPro 24/7. Nobody would fall asleep. Anyway, sorry to keep talking, but I appreciate everybody tonight joining in. I'm going to try to get this animal guy on I had no idea there was such a thing of these paranormal conventions that support animal rescues. No idea. That is right up my alley. That's like 2 of my passions slamming into one. So I love you too, Megan, so much. You go. Yes, GoPro. I know. It would not be boring, trust me. Especially this weekend. This weekend I'm going to Gettysburg. And I'm going to Gettysburg for my birthday because I do a bar crawl every year. And it's my Gettysburg bar crawl. we get a hotel room and we start at one end of Baltimore Street, and we just walk our way up and end up, and I meet up with all my friends in Gettysburg, and I can't wait to go. We're leaving Friday, staying till Sunday, way too short, but that's where I'll be. And Megan is going to join me for my bar crawl. She has not missed a year yet. She's such a trooper, because I can get a little, I don't know. I don't know what you would say. Need some help by the end of the night. So she's a saint. But anyways, so maybe I'll go live while I'm there. I don't know. I always say that. But thank you so much, guys, for joining me. I love you all so, so, so much, and so appreciative. And I'm going to try to get this guy on, and I'll see you guys next week. Next week, I have Cody Drake coming on. He's a treasure hunter in Arizona, but also every Friday night he does ghost hunts in Jerome, Arizona. They're live Facebook feeds. You guys check it out. He's very interesting. He was on Discovery Channel with Rob Riggles. I'm probably saying that wrong, but it was really funny. But he's a legit treasure hunter. So it's going to be a good show next week. The following week, I have back on Ron Murphy, and we're going to talk about vampires. So, and then we'll go from there. April 7th is going to be the Duo Daemonologie again. And I'm working on the in-between. So I love you guys. Thank you so much. You guys are the best. Please share.